Gentlemen, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room for the WBO light heavyweight eliminator. You know exactly what I expect. I want a good, hard, clean fight and protect yourself at all times. Obey the bell. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds for the final eliminator for the WBO World Light Welterweight Championship.
So we're just seconds away here from the bell in this, the biggest test of Nathan Cleverley's career. Here we go. It's a good start from the Welshman. Nice positive start. He's coming out throwing punches. Morat just chooses to cover up. They exchange jabs. Nice right hand there from Cleverley. Left to the body. It's a good start, this.
It sure is. I mean, you know, the Welshman knows he's here in front of a home crowd tonight, and he wants to put on a great performance. He's got the flashy trunks. He's got the flashy fists. Let's see if he could put it all together and come away with an impressive win. Morat is no slouch for sure, and you know, a similar style defense as we saw in the last fight by Kenichi. He's got his hands up high, and Cleverley's going to have to make his way through that.
He's a little bit more upright though, Kara Morat. As Cleverley digs in a body shot or two. That may be where he has the early success. You can just see already the hand speed is with Cleverley. Morat a bit more ponderous. He's beaten to the jab a couple of times there as well. Cleverley really growing into this division, growing into championship level as well. As I said, he's hardly looked back over the last couple of years. A really solid start this.
Yeah, Cleverley's letting his hands go early and often, and it's impressive to see. He's got a lot of confidence here, and Morat perhaps a little bit shaken by the crowd, not too much, but definitely weary. He's a long way from home.
At the moment, he looks a little stiff, doesn't he?
He sure does.
A very high, upright European guard. Almost an amateur style from the German.
A lot of talk leading up to this fight. Morat questioning whether Cleverley was the next great Joe Calzaghe type boxer, and Cleverley, of course, giving due respect to his fellow countrymen, stating no one is the next Joe Calzaghe. As you pointed out, he's Nathan Cleverley. You hear from the crowd here, Ian. They're really getting behind their man here as Cleverley starts to throw some interesting uppercuts here in the first round.
Well, it's a good hour and a half from South Wales into Birmingham. Plenty of fans have made that journey this evening. There's lots of Welsh flags as Cleverley made his way to the ring. At the moment, he's giving them something to cheer about. He's not headed all his own way here in the first round, but he catches Morat with a left hand and he's backed him up here. The crowd get behind him. Atmosphere certainly lifted a couple of notches since James De Gale earlier in the evening, and then Matthew Hall. You can really tell the crowd are into this one. And it's been a good start from Cleverley. A nice right uppercut there as well. He's had the better of this first round. Morat's game though, just beginning to get into the fight, throwing a few shots of his own.
Chopping right hand by Morat over the left ear of Cleverley to end round one.
Cleverley raises his fist as he goes back to the corner. Morat doesn't look like the kind of guy that you want to be up close to, does he?
No, he's definitely got a solid way about him. He says that he fled Iraq in the 90s. It's a part of his childhood he really doesn't like to remember. He considers himself a German national now, and he says he's seen enough in Iraq that he doesn't have the slightest bit of concern here in the ring with Cleverley tonight.
They said when you grow up with bombs going off every day, it doesn't really matter about the boxing. There's some bombs going off in that first round, most of them from Nathan Cleverley.
Yeah, however, you may recall it was Carl Dilks who also said that he's seen some crazy things over there battling in the Middle East, and that perhaps De Gale wouldn't be much he hadn't seen before. However, we know that that went differently.
So first round in the bank probably for Nathan Cleverley. But we're underway with the second here in the LG Arena in Birmingham. It's part of this Magnificent 7 production. A bumper card from promoter Frank Warren. Cleverley, one of the jewels in his stable at the moment. Really is expecting big things from a man who's just 23. But when he turned pro, one of Joe Kawasaki's undercards, I think. Just another fighter that night. Callow youth, I think he was just 18. We wondered if he'd be any good. Oh, 5 years later, he's looking the real deal.
Yeah, he's certainly got the Kawasaki experience, spending many years in his stable and training under Enzo. And he's since moved on to be trained by his father now. However, he seems to be doing a wonderful job here. Round 2, though, Morat starting to put it back to him.
I said if Cleverly keeps it long, there's only one winner, but Morat does look dangerous on the inside. It's a left hand there to show that as well.
And we notice not only does Cleverly have the height advantage, he certainly has a reach advantage. However, he's not fighting like the taller boxer here tonight. He's willing to stand inside toe-to-toe. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. He may give away some of the leverage from his punches by being so close. We'll see.
Well, he did the same when he won the European title against Antonio Brancolian. Stood and traded against another upright European. I wonder if Morat just felt a couple of those punches are going backwards in this second round. That's better from Cleverly. Nice combination. Now he catches Morat with a jab. Nice snap behind that body shot.
Yeah, it seems the more Cleverly works behind that jab, the better off he's going to be.
Good body shot there from Cleverly himself. There's a bit of blood around Morat's ear. The right ear.
Sure is. It's an odd place for blood to be coming to, and I wonder if that perhaps is a result of a ruptured eardrum. I can't really see how a cut would have occurred on his ear at this point.
Maybe, but he's taking some punches here from Cleverly. I wonder if he's just beginning to feel some of these, the German. Back he comes. There's not much snap in his punches. Then he's made to miss by Cleverly. Blood's pouring now from that right ear. Just seems to have slowed down a little bit, Morat. Cleverly senses he's got him in trouble. Went backed up here. Morat looks unhappy. A few distress signals coming out.
The other thing worrisome about that ear is that that's the equilibrium right there, and with Cleverly really throwing these bombs, you could see the uneasiness, as you mentioned. Morat not really as steady as he was earlier.
Oh, I think he looks in a bit of trouble here. Doesn't look happy. The snap's gone from his punches. Looks like he's walking through treacle at the moment. The German Cleverly catches him with the right hand. Oh, good finish to the round, that from Cleverly.
Yeah, certainly some signs of despair on the looks of despair on the face of Morat as he goes back to his corner. He's not really quite sure what just happened there, but the second round did not go the way he had expected.
Well, he was blitzed, wasn't he? That's what happened. Seen some pictures here of Cleverly in his corner. Hopefully we'll go to Morat's in a minute.
I don't want to see you walking in because there's no need of it, right?
Interesting to hear Nathan Cleverly's trainer Vince, his father, in the corner, just telling him to box off the jab, and that was what we felt in that second round.
Yeah, I mean, when you got the longer reach advantage, as Cleverly certainly does, it's pretty much yours to do as you want, and you work around that jab, you work behind that jab, you pick your shots, and you wait for that opportunity. And as we said, he seems to be willing to stand in there toe-to-toe. Maybe just wants to show he's the bigger man here tonight. As we said, there was a lot of smack talk before this bout.
Well, here's some action from the second round. A really good one for Nathan Cleverly, who on my card at least has taken the first two in this fight.
Absolutely.
Back into action in the third. Starting well with the jabs. Body shot went in there too. Cleaned up that ear of Morat's between the rounds. He gets caught with the right hand.
Piston-like right hand. That really was a beautiful counterpunch by Cleverly, and he's really impressed me this evening so far.
Beginning to take control of this third round as he's done in the first and second, Nathan Cleverly. It's better from Morat, but there's not much behind those punches. Beaten to the jab, going backwards now, the German.
Cleverly just throwing punches in bunches here from every angle, lefts and rights, uppercuts and hooks. I mean, Morat's really got his hands full here in the third round.
He's fighting up close, prepared to take the fight to Morat, fighting his kind of fight, standing and trading. Now he works a little bit more from distance. I must admit, he looks better when he works from distance as well.
He sure does. He could get a lot more leverage on those punches. He's not getting the full extension that his punches deserve when he stays up close, but like I said, he's just as effective, it seems, from the inside. These uppercuts are really catching Morat off guard.
Well, he seems determined to stamp his authority on this fight and take a punch or two. Maybe with maturity, just choose to box a little bit longer. Just get caught with a left hand there on the inside. More body shots, though, from Cleverly.
Cleverly really putting on a punching clinic here in round 3. I mean, he's just landing whatever he wants, however he wants, and see the referee start to exert his will, steps inside and separates them a moment, and here they are back again, letting the leather fly. Morat almost like a wounded animal here coming out. Seems like he's fighting for his life here, as if he may have concerns about whether he can make it the distance.
He's still dangerous, isn't he? Especially on the inside when Cleverly fights his fight. I'd just be far happier if he kept him at range like this. He's got that reach advantage. He's got a better jab. Just needs to work off of that. It's a better round for Morat, this. If he's done enough to win it, just catches Cleverly. See, 3 or 4 good shots there.
That's exactly why Cleverly needs to get outside of range. He's standing in the middle. He's standing in there with a puncher, and he doesn't need to be.
Oh, it's just in the pocket, isn't he? You can't miss him. I mean, that's why, because he can get shots off like that, but if he boxes from range, Morat can't touch him as they exchange punches on the belt.
That's exactly right, Ian. It seems like he's better off. He wants to stand in there and show what he could do on the inside, and he could do a lot. However, he looks like he's at risk. One or two surprise punches by Morat, and Cleverly may not know what hit him.
I go to the corner again. It'll be interesting to hear what the corner are saying.
You're doing a fantastic job. Even so, give him a little bit of confidence and then take it away from him. He should have come at you then the last 10 seconds. He didn't do it. He's changing his game plan, all right? Fucking brilliant. You won that round again, all right? You're 3 rounds up. Don't panic.
You've got to box your way in behind the jab. Don't just walk in, okay? Come on.
And as you heard his corner also telling him they want him to box his way in behind the jab. It's really the right advice by the corner of Nathan Cleverly.
Now, there were the words of Dean Powell there right at the end. Very experienced cornerman. Trainer Vince Cleverly told his son he was doing brilliantly. He has done so far. He's taken these first 3 rounds really. The second was his best of the fight. Now he pumps out the jab. That's what he needs to do. That'll deter Morat. He can just pick him off.
Nice right hand to the body by Cleverly. Morat just looking like he's waiting for what, I don't know. He's trying to find that opening. He's somewhat engaging Cleverly to get back inside. That's where he wants to fight. That's where he needs to fight, is inside. He's not going to be able to connect from outside, and that's exactly why Cleverly ought to be outside.
You're absolutely right, Cassie. He almost just waited there, didn't he, for Cleverly to commit, to get bored of pumping out of that jab. And sure enough, he tried to step inside, and he was more open. An easy sport from outside the ropes. That's better from Cleverly. Nice uppercut there as well with the left hand, which he then turns into a jab, and blitzing Morat now with some body shots and head shots as well.
Some really nice combinations by Cleverly here. Very impressive for a young up-and-coming boxer, especially at this weight class. He's just, if he keeps his hands going, he's going to be in good shape.
A really exciting division at the moment. Cleverly could be one of the most exciting fighters in it. He can't afford to get careless here.
No, he can't. I mean, this is exactly what we spoke about. The more he stays inside, the more he keeps himself at risk. The more he stays outside, the more he minimizes his risk and racks up points waiting for that big, perhaps knockout punch if he could soften up Morat enough.
And every time he stands close, it just gives Morat a bit more confidence. Again, neither boxer has to go looking for the other, and Cleverly takes a couple of punches. Not exactly worrying times here for the Welshman, but he can make this job so much easier. Oh, good shots though from Cleverly. Morat took them well. You could hear the thud at ringside though.
Yeah, the crowd really getting into this. Every time Cleverly lands some clean shots, the crowd well behind him. But again, it's those shots from inside that they need to be careful about.
Fair play to Morat though, because he just took them, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. He's a pretty stable guy right there. I mean, Cleverly's weight is dispersed over 6 foot 1.5 inches, whereas Morat's got that same weight compacted into 5'10.5", and it shows. And there, a punch after the break. Now to the left ear.
Punch after the break and holding around the back of the head as well. The crowd don't like it, but I think the referee was spot on. Promoter Frank Warren's up off his feet. A few worrying signs here for Cleverly in this 4th round. You can see why Warren is worried too.
Yeah, Cleverly, one of the brightest stars in that Frank Warren stable, and of course, quite a valuable investment.
He is. It would be unfortunate if he lost his unbeaten record this evening, especially as he's so close to a big fight. That was a worrying round though for Cleverly. Cass, how did you score it?
Yeah, I mean, you still got to give Cleverly just about each of these 4 rounds. I mean, he's the busier boxer. He's the more effective boxer. He is just, you know, you could see it here from ringside. The more risks he takes inside, the more chance of Morat being able to land that one sneaky overhand right, perhaps. And, you know, Cleverly just doesn't need to put that risk. He could stay, fight strategically, and win this on points.
Well, we can hear Dean Powell in the background. You caught some of that, but he said, don't fight his fight. You can win this easy if you box. You've got to put him on the jab. If you fight his fight, you're going to get drawn in. That's what we've been saying almost from round 1. Cleverly just seems determined to have a tear-up.
Well, you know, before the fight, Cleverly said that the only thing that the English boxers like to see better about a German is one on his back, and he really is committed to trying to finish or stop Morat before the end of this bout. But again, he has to understand that the risk perhaps is greater than the reward.
Well, sometimes discretion, as the old saying goes, is the better part of valor. And Cleverly may be learning that this evening. If he gets on his bike here, maybe just for the next couple of rounds, he can break Murat's heart. If he stands in close though, the German is going to grow in confidence. It's better from Cleverly.
Sure is, but that's a nice high defense by Morat. Most of those punches are being blocked by his gloves.
Soaking up the pressure here, Karo Morat. Just wants Cleverly to come into that pocket again. A good finisher, Nathan, Cleverly. And Morat is soaking up these punches so far. Turning into a very good fight, this one. A better round for Cleverly, this 5th.
Nice slip and duck by Morat to avoid that right hand by Cleverly.
Oh, gum shield's out. And Morat, I just wonder if he's just beginning to feel the pace a little bit in this 5th round. That was a good shot to knock out the gum shield. He's bought himself a couple of seconds. That's how he looked in the 2nd round, Karo Morat, when he felt some of Cleverly's punches, when he had blood coming from that ear. It's a good round, this, for Cleverly. Really sinking in the punches. There's not much snap coming from the German. A little bit off balance here as well.
Cleverly fairly flat-footed. I mean, perhaps if he were to get outside of his range, he could really put a little more pop into those jabs. I mean, those uppercuts are being thrown on fairly flat feet.
Good shot there from Cleverly. Morat felt that. Caught him clean. It was with the right hand. Oh, good shot though back from Morat. 2 lefts. This is where Cleverly just needs to take a step back. Oh, they exchanged bombs here. Cleverly and Morat both felt those punches. Both boxers really throwing leather. Trading blows here. They're still standing at the moment. Can't keep up this pace though. Good shot from Cleverly. Really having to dog this fight out though, because back comes Morat.
And a left hand, you notice, after the bell rang, and cleverly throwing his hands up saying, what the... I mean, Morat caught it. It was sort of in motion as the bell rang. Let's hear what the corner's got to say.